Shawn.
Yeah.
Trivia question for you. How many books have been written about you?
Probably 5.
What? Did you see what's in my hand?
No, but I have Googled myself.
You have?
Yes.
Is that a thing that famous people do?
No.
Wow.
But out of curiosity, I went to buy my own book once, and other books showed up, and I was like...
Okay, trivia question. How many books have you written?
3.
What? Incorrect. Oh, wait. Is that right? Hold on. You've written a photo book. Boom.
That's the first one.
I'm going to do a review of these.
Yeah.
You've written
That was the
Winning
second one.
Balance, New York Times bestseller. You wrote Flipside.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh my gosh.
And The Courage to Commit.
Holy smokes. Now you've written 4. I don't have the flip side here.
That's the best one.
By the way, if you guys want to check this out, encouragetocommit.com. You can pre-order it now. That'll be great. That was a really fun project. But you're actually incorrect. I just realized there have been 6 books written about you, and I have them all
That's
here.
weird. Do you think anything's accurate?
I do. I do think some of the things are accurate. But what I'm going to do is do a review of all the books that have been written about you, my wife. Do you want to be here while I do this?
Sure.
Really?
Did you read them all already?
Yeah. Did a whole book report on each of them.
Oh.
And if you wrote these books, I'm talking to you, Georgina, Ronald, Christine and Leah, Billy, Noah, and you, Jenna. Thank you for the adoration of my wife. She's even better than any of you know. So, not to brag, but she's pretty great. So, anyway, let's sit down and do a little book report on books written about my wife,
Okay.
Shawn Johnson. Yes, I'm bragging. I'm bragging because I'm proud. And it's the best type of pride because it's not about me.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to start with this one. This book is by Jenna Richardson. It's titled Shawn Johnson, a biography of an Olympic golden girl. Grace and sticking the landing. Shawn, what tattoo do you have on your arm?
Grace and humility.
That's right. We have ourselves, how many pages here? No page numbers. It has 11 chapters to it.
Wow.
And it's pretty great. So what Jenna does a great job at is kind of a gymnastics biography. She walks through how the Olympics works with the scoring. She gives some light background on Shawn's upbringing. You were born on a snowy January morning in 1992 in West Des Moines, Iowa. Does that check out?
Yeah.
You were born with a 0 oxygen level.
No. Apgar.
APGAR. Okay. All right. So some slight variations, but the spirit and the inspo is there.
Mm-hmm.
I would say most of all, it's like pretty good. So you talked about your cousin Tori
Yeah.
pulling you around in a wagon. Pretty fun. Talks about your beginning at Chow's Gym in Valley West High School. So I would say from a factual standpoint, this book is probably like 80% accurate. There are some kind of typos. So we have words like this. Double W Who's totally fine. No shade. By the way, this is just a positive book report. I'm just trying to stay factually true for my wife's thought. I love this book and it's kind of an easy read. This is Jenna right there. Shout out Jenna. Did a great job at the gymnastics biography standpoint and walks through different chapters on her career there, all the way through the Olympics, which was really fun. Next up, we have this book by Noah JD. This one's titled Shawn Johnson Biography, From Olympic Glory to Life's Greatest Challenges. How are you feeling right now? Are you paying attention?
You said I could keep reading?
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. Okay, this one has a table of contents, which is great. A lot of these are heavy gymnastics. I actually didn't know a lot of the stuff that Noah included. Just like the power side of things that you kind of were pioneering as far as your gymnastics style. Your beam routine seemed like it was really amazing, like trailblazing. And this kind of follows the same trajectory. It goes early years, Shawn growing up, and talks about Chow's, which is so fun. And then it walks you through event by event what Shawn does, which is really helpful actually. For example, 2006 Visa Championships. They say this is your breakthrough moment. Is that true?
2020 what?
2006.
Yeah.
It does kind of go chronological, which is really nice. It also talks about some of the intangibles, such as like the mental health and body image stuff that you talk about, which is great. It talks about the tools, the equipment that you use, which is awesome. And then it also goes beyond the gym. And so it talks about some of your other projects that you had, like online platforms, which is so fun to look back at. Because this book was written in 2024, recently.
Wow.
There you go. Jenna's book was written in, doesn't say. This is probably the more comprehensive of the biographies and more recent, so that's helpful. Next book, Shawn Johnson storybook, The Girl Who Dared to Fly by Billy Peel. This was written in 2024. And this one is more of a narrative. Let me read you the introduction.
Okay.
Shawn Johnson stood on the mat, her heart racing with excitement. She had practiced this routine over and over, but now it was a real deal. The moment she had been dreaming about since she first fell in love with gymnastics. Kind of walks you through in the moment, which is nice. But what Billy does in this book, different than the others, is he kind of gives a high level take on things like gymnastics. So he says gymnastics is an exciting sport where people move their bodies in amazing ways. Kind of gives like the high level background there. Talks about the different types of gymnastics, rhythmic and artistic. And then talks about just the training involved. And then he gets into who you are. So kind of paints the broader macro picture and then zooms in. Now there was a couple things here. I'm glad you're paying attention to this. I had no intention of you being here for this. But I think it makes it better. How does it feel to have someone write a book?
Weird.
This is classic Shawn. Her life is so absurd and she'll have met everyone you imagine. And Shawn is just doing her thing. I love it. It's what makes her so endearing. What's cool is like what you mean to people. This is not something you would ever say or self-describe yourself as, but it says your talent, grit, and determination have been showcased through all of your achievements.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't consciously think about that with yourself. Then Billy goes into life after gymnastics as well, which is great. Oh! There's Jenner. What Billy does too is he has a glossary of terms like balance beam and kind of defines that. Each of the different apparatuses. He defines gold medal. He also has a trivia question at the end. What was the name of your autobiography? A, Dare to Dream. B, Fly High. C, The Girl Who Dared to Fly. Or D, Gymnastics Adventures. That's kind of part of the issue. Thank you, Billy. It's great. And you might notice the cover art there as well. You know what I'm saying? Great. Next up, Gymnastics Golden Girl, co-authored by Christine and Leah. Shout out. And this was written in 2012. So the year retired. This is also kind of more narrative. Starts with a serene, powdery snow lined the streets of a Midwest American town. Doug and Terry Johnson drove anxiously. It gives some pictures, which is fun. Yeah, actually, this is great because it does do a photo journal. That's crazy. From all of her competitions, while also telling the narrative of Shawn, and includes quotes like that. If you're looking for the current event of all of the things that she did, this is probably the best for her gymnastics career. It also doesn't talk about Shawn's post-gymnastics career. That's worth noting as well. But it is pretty cool to go and see all of the pictures that they've included. Book number 6 is From Gymnastics Glory to Everyday Grace. This one's by Ronald. This one is broken down into 6 different chapters with a conclusion and has a narration of it. He talks about public speaking and kind of more of the thematic, like self-resilience. Talks about some post-career things like Dancing with the Stars, which is great. And this is a pretty good book. It's shorter. It's like 53 pages, but pretty solid. And last but not least, we have Georgina's storybook there. So this one is great. And it's very, what's the right word? Exaggerative. So it says, she's an amazing gymnast who became a superstar by flipping, twisting, and leaping her way to Olympic fame. It has these little thumbnail pictures and says things like she's a tiny powerhouse, which is fun. The book is notably for kids aged 6 to 14, so it's on the younger side of things, but she walks through step by step some of Shawn's accomplishments and then also has a quiz as well. This one is 10 questions and that gives you the answers at the end, which is great. So I would say this is for the youngest, this is for adult readers, and then the other ones are worth checking out as well. But we're doing this book review of books written about you because of the book. It's also been fun. I feel like I'm kind of in charge of the Shawn Museum, so I try to do my best job. Anything that's out there, books, playing cards, whatever. I think it's just an honor, to be honest, to see all this documented. People obviously took a lot of effort to put these together, so there you have it.
I'm so happy you did this.
Yeah.
It was needed.
I'm glad you're here for it.
I was so happy to be here.
Thank you for your presence. All right, that's all we got. Again, if you want to check this out, we'll link it down below. Thank you all. We'll see you next time. Peace.